What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the stream. We're live with the very first game from the T5S2 Season 6 Invitational Tournament, and I am absolutely hyped for this season's Invitational. Hope everyone's ready for some incredible games of Warhammer 40k, because that is what we're going to get this season. Thanks, everyone, for joining me for this very first game. Bright and early Wednesday morning, we have over here in the red two stream regulars that we've seen many times before. First off, over here, Dylan Usher playing Harlequins versus, in the blue, not quite playing her normal Adeptus Sororitas, we have AshC, aka Rentar, playing Orks. I want to thank everyone for coming into this invitational tournament. For those who don't know and are just tuning in to the show, we do run the T5S2 online competitive series. It's a global ranking system for online 40k play that you can submit scores to, event scores to, and players can accrue scores over the course of a biannual 6-month season. Let's see if players have begun their clock here.
Right up against the wall and the board stuff.
Yeah, just don't forget to start your clock if you've begun deployment.
Oh.
And at the end of that season, we take the top 16 players and make them fight to the death. This season has been absolutely incredible. We had almost 500 participants in T5S2 series, dozens and dozens of events. I think almost close to 60 events had submitted scores, both within the TacticalTortoise Discord server and external events from other communities. And we have seen, I think this might be one of the strongest lineups of players for this seasonal invitational. It is going to be some incredible games of Warhammer 40k this time around, everybody. We are in the brand new Orks of Omen format. I saw some questions in the chat about the format being played. And yeah, it is going to be Orks of Omen. Today, we are on the brand new T5S2 Season 7 map pool. This is a WTC style map layout. Obviously not exactly WTC style, but the layout of the obscuring terrain features is the same. And we are seeing a lot of innovation from these players moving into this brand new format, getting out of the old classic Nephilim format into a new face of 40k with new and exciting lists. How's it going, everybody in chat? Thanks, everybody, for coming and hanging out. Looks like a bunch of people in there. Just as a reminder as well, we are both live to both Twitch and YouTube. Both YouTube on the TacticalTortoise channel, and then Twitch and TacticalTortoise TV. So we may have some chat overlap. If you want to be using sound alerts and all that stuff, that is available over on Twitch if you want to check that out. Valdor's in chat. Ash's teammate. Good to see you. Thanks, everyone, for coming and hanging out. As the players running through the deployment real quick here, we are going to talk about some lists. Now, I did do a list breakdown just yesterday afternoon on Tactical Tuesday live stream show, and we've got some spicy ones. These two are kind of old staples, but obviously with I think a new lease on life, especially when it comes to Orks in Warzone Orks of Omen. Talk about AshC's list over here on the blue side of the table. This is a Goff's Orc list, obviously coming out of that Orks of Omen detachment. We have a Beast Boss and Squigosaur as the Warlord, alongside Boss Zagstruck. That Squigosaur also running the Beasthide Mantle and Brutal But Kind for a little bit of consistency on attack rolls. We have 2 units of Beast Snagga Boys, 10 models apiece, 2 units of Gretchen, 10 each of them, 5 Commandos, 2 units of those. A big unit of 6 Mega Knobs with Power Claws and Combi Rockets, alongside 3 units of Squighog Boys, 2 of 4 and 1 of 5. 3 units of Storm Boys, 2 of 10 and 1 of 5. 2 Kill Rigs in the heavy support slot. One of them with Scorched Git Bones, and then 2 trucks. I should mention as well, importantly, those Mega Knobs have been upgraded to Truck Boys, so they can disembark their transport after it moves. Now, this is a very classic sort of Orc-dedicated transport style of list. We've seen this list do relatively well, not only in Nephilim, but Orcs have been absolutely tearing it up in the Arks of Omen season so far, getting incredible scores.
Here has quick stand. Oh, that's outside the deployment zone. Not. Okay.
God, Ash caught that. Was just about to point it out, but we're all good. These styles of lists basically just want to be pushing as much forward pressure on their opponent as absolutely orkishly possible. They have these huge kill rigs, which they're going to have a little bit of trouble maneuvering around the center of the table here, but as long as they can sort of subsume the middle of the table, they can then put immense amount of objective security and even just highly lethal bodies on opposing objective markers, and that makes it very, very difficult to interact with. Now, if this orc list goes first, it's going to be able to sort of place a critical mass of orc bodies in the middle of the table and declare a turn 2 WAD, disembark from all these transports, the trucks, and the kill rigs, and then use the advance and charge to get on the opponent's objectives on the top of round 2 to prevent them from scoring. Orcs going second don't quite have that same level of consistency. And we may even see that if Orcs are able to go, or if Orcs are forced to go second, we may see the Harlequins be able to movement block them, especially since they have a lot of these big transports. So the role to go first here, I think, as is always going to be the case in this Arks of Omen format, is going to be incredibly important. But moving over to the other side of the table, Dylan Usher playing Blaze of Light Harlequins. This is a classic light Sadith. We have a Shadow Seer who's rocking Mirror Architect, and then a second Shadow Seer just to add some more casting consistency. A Troop Master with Foot in the Future and Shigarex Rose for the additional charge distance and a little bit of extra damage in melee. And then just a bunch of Harlequin troop units in Skyweaver, or in Starweavers, excuse me. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units of Harlequin troopers with a mix of pistols and close combat weapons. I think almost every single one of them has a Harlequin's Embrace, so we can use the stratagem to deal mortal wounds on the charge. All the units with Harlequin's Embraces also have a set of fusion pistols and neurodisruptors. Obviously, Blaze of Light with the ability to, once they're outside of their transports, advance and fire those pistols. Really like taking those pistol weapons. And then 2 troops with no upgrades. So 6 of them have been fully kitted out. 2 of them are just chilling with nothing special going on. We then have 2 Death Jesters. One of them has Harvester of Torment in favor of Shigarex, so it's going to be able to auto 6 an attack roll, and against these larger orc units, it can double its attacks or triple its attacks, or it's a successful hits into the multi-model units. Not super good at shooting the big stuff, but once those orcs get out of their transports, they may be harvested by that guy. The other Death Jester with Rift Ghoul to do mortal wounds in addition to normal damage. We then have 2 Skyweavers, I think just to act as a utility unit. These guys are actually going to be probably pretty crucial here for movement blocking, because we're able to potentially place a Starweaver in the center of the table right along this line. We can put the Skyweavers alongside the middle here, and if Dylan's able to go first, we can prevent these kill rigs from moving anywhere up the table, and that's really going to prevent Ash from being able to present that forward pressure from these transports that she really, really wants to. We then have, last but certainly not least, just 7 Starweavers. That's all. Only 7 to get all these player troops in. So this is a very, very classic sort of standard build out of Harlequins. Tons and tons of troop squads and transports. Gotta be rocking up the table. And we do have some gorgeous 3D scans in here today for Dylan's army. Looking pretty good. Look at these nice bases. Look pretty solid. Now let's take a look at our secondary objectives as players just finish up their deployment right here. Orcs taking, I think, some pretty what are to be expected secondaries. Get the good bits is the biggest deal for Orcs. That one allows the Orc units to perform an action on their home objectives. If they are Gretchen, the action completes in a single turn. And just scores them 4 points every time they do it. So, That's pretty good. It is repeatable on a single objective. It's not an action that they need to perform on different objectives. So as long as the game goes on, those Gretchen are just going to be chilling on those objectives and farming points for that. We also have the Green Tide, which requires Ash to put 10 orc models in every single table quarter. For each table quarter that she does so, she's going to be able to get a point. And obviously, she has 2 table quarters on lock already. The question is going to be whether or not she can put those models in the on Dylan's table quarters. But even if she can't, it's probably going to be an easy 10-point score for the Orcs. Last but certainly not least, Assassination. A little bit of an interesting one. Do have a roll to go first here. It's a tie. Oh, Dylan rolling a 1 on the second roll, and Ash taking it with a 4. So it is going to be Orcs turn 1 here. And I think that is hugely beneficial to Orcs. As we just talked about, they're going to be able to put these transports up in the middle of the table before any of these movement blockers come down to try to prevent them.
Okay, nothing to really do in the command phase. Not gonna allow. So
Considering our options here, I think. Oops, I apologize, Tap. I think that Ash is likely just going to play relatively cagey this first turn. Push up into the middle. No need to really disembark anything or get too fancy. We just need to get the transports and the cavalry up as close as we can to the Harlequin lines. Now, she does have to be a little bit wary about where she puts the lighter armored orc units. Obviously, the impetus would be to rock these Storm Boy and Squidcog Boy units, as far up the table as orkishly possible and set up for that turn 2 charge. But one of the things to remember about Harlequins is that their shooting is actually appreciable, especially against that lightly armored stuff, just because every single one of these Starweavers has 6 shots from Shuriken Cannon, so firing 6 AP1 2 damage rending attacks. So those wound rolls of 6 punch to AP3. But against these orcs with mostly a 5+ armor save and without the ability to get cover, especially on those Squidcog Boy units, they're going to get ripped up by this shuriken shooting. Now, that will draw some fire from the kill rigs, but Dylan's not really planning to kill the kill rigs with the shuriken cannons. He really wants to be doing that with his characters and with the mass fusion pistols and neurodisruptors on the Harlequin troopers. So it looks like we're trying to play a little bit KG with the Squidcog Boys here. They're just going to be lining around the sides to use the line of sight blocking as effectively as possible. We do have a little bit of line of sight through this middle area, but I think Ash would appreciate it if Dylan kept his Starweavers way back there for the start of the turn. Now, we are on Tide of Conviction today, which is, I think, one of the most interesting missions in the Arks of Omen packet. It really has a different dynamic. It's very asymmetric depending on whether you go first or second. So each player has 3 objectives in their territory, one of them in their deployment zone, and then 2 just outside their deployment zone. So oftentimes you'll see people take very defensive objectives like banners, but the fact that you have 2 objectives right out in the middle of the table means that your opponent has easy access to them, and you can actually disrupt scoring pretty effectively, especially since this is a hold 2 to score 4 mission, hold 3 to score 8. So you have to basically dominate all of the objectives on your side of the table to be getting that consistent 8 points. The tertiary is also really interesting for this mission because it will score you points if you've taken an enemy objective that's on their side of the table. So we're seeing these commandos run up here, and we already have Ash with a really effective commando placement on behind this line of sight blocker on Dylan's side. So she's basically already got the tertiary on lock. So that means that the first player gets the opportunity to score tertiary almost immediately. And then on top of that, can also threaten these top of 2 charges onto the second player's objectives into their territory. And potentially knock them down to a 0-point primary on the bottom of round 2 and maybe even further on. Now, the flip side is that these objectives also, the objectives in your opponent's side of the table also score you immense numbers of points on that tertiary if they're held at the end of the game. And that's much easier for the player going second to do. So not only do they get the bottom round 5 scoring that GT packets give them now, where they're going to be able to score their points at the end of the 5th round instead of the beginning of their command phase, the end of their command phase, excuse me, on the 5th turn of the game. That means that they can usually score a 12-point turn on round 5 and then also get a bunch of other points for holding the opponent's tertiary objectives if they're able to survive the Alpha Strike. So Dylan here just has to grit those elfin teeth and hold on and try to survive the onslaught. But if he can do that, he gets a potential 20-point turn on Battle Round 5. And a lot of times, if you see players, overextend in this early game, they give up too much, and their opponent's able to weather the storm the first 2 to 3 battle rounds, and then push back, get themselves back up on primary, and then start giving up those tertiary points. Then the game actually flips on its head almost immediately. So we'll see if the Orc Alpha Strike is too much for the Harlequins here, but if the Harlequins are able to survive it, then I think things are going to go okay. Now, interestingly, the Orcs, outside of essentially just the Whir Towers on top of the kill rigs and maybe the shots off of the Squig Hog Boys, because they do get +1 to hit against vehicles, so they can counteract the -1 to hit from the Skyweavers. There's almost no interaction from this Orc army outside of the fight phase, which does make it a little bit difficult for them to engage with Starweavers. The Starweavers are open top, so the models inside can engage with the Orcs just fine. They can shoot their pistols out, no problem. But what you want to be doing against these Harlequin lists is operating in the shooting phase and the psychic phase, doing a bunch of damage to the Starweavers, and then being able to charge the Harlequins inside. And that's going to be very difficult for this orc list, because basically, if the kill rigs go down, there's almost no interaction outside of the fight phase. And as long as we're representing that light Sadith sub-faction stratagem, then even engaging in melee is going to be a little bit inconsistent, because these Harlequins can just move in response to a charge and just escape from the orc charges.
Shooting. I have a couple of commandos who can see your Skyweavers.
Okay.
So they will just take 2 pot shots, I think. On 6s. 1 hit. And nothing. Then, well, both kill rigs are just gonna shoot this Starweaver in the back with the AV Lobber. Number of shots. I cannot see the dice. 7. Hitting on 6s. Yeah, hitting on 6s.
Question, is inside end of game only now for tertiary? No. It will still score you 2 points a turn if you can hold an objective marker in your opponent's territory.
2 saves, AP1, 2 damage. So you have a 4-up.
You then get...
Is this Starweaver?
Yes.
At the end of the game, you then get 3 victory points for each objective marker that you control, which will get you a potential score up to 9. So if you get the hold 3, hold more, and hold 3 in your opponent's deployment zone, and you get 21 points in the final turn.
But you have +1 armor.
Oh, so safe.
Yeah.
Unsafe.
Alright. Great. And then we just go to charges. Oh, shit, sorry. Do you mind if I declare the get the good bit?
That's fine.
Yeah, just these 2. And then this commando charging it.
Yep, I'll spend the CP.
So, declaration of a charge on the Skyweavers allows the Light Zeta stratagem to get used. I mean, we saw this at Helping at LVO as well. That early declaration of Light Zeta stratagem actually gives you a little bit of repositional effects with those Skyweavers. So they're actually able to get a little bit of movement out of that as well. So we could even see these Skyweavers maybe make a push for the Gretchen. And I do think that, I don't know if this is a mistake on AshC's part, but we do see that basically only these Gretchen are on objective number 1 over here. So while the objectives in the center are protected by the characters pretty effectively, we do have a little bit of a wide open objective in the back. I don't know if those Skyweavers are going to make a play for that, but we'll see. We also have these commandos on objective 2 that Dylan's gonna have to deal with.
Oh no, I'm talking about
No, I mean these ones. Can they move through walls?
no. These ones were from here.
Oh yeah, they just sorry.
I had one group
Completely
here and
forgot.
one group here.
Yeah. Completely forgot. Cool. Okay.
Lapscallion, thanks for
we
coming
go
and hanging
down
out.
To...
Have a
we
good
don't
night.
Make man face stuff. Movement.
So the orcs have answered the question. It's up for Harlequins to decide how they're going to respond to it. We put basically in the midline of the table here. We've just placed about 1,800 points worth of orcs right in the center, and we're representing an advance in charge this coming turn with a potential disembark from these kill rigs. Now it looks like we're going to be proxy basing out our Skyweaver move. You do have to worry about those kill rigs because the kill rigs they are characters. They can heroically intervene. So if these Skyweavers end up making this move and then not being able to make the charge that they want, then things could get really awkward. Now, I think the other interesting question here is going to be whether or not or where Dylan elects to go with his Star Weavers. He does have a little bit of movement blocking he can do. If he elects to give up 2 Star Weavers, he can place one in the middle and one between these 2 ruins, and that's going to prevent the kill rigs from moving up. And also, especially in the center here, make it difficult for the models inside the kill rig to disembark and get a solid charge, because their movement will be entirely blocked by a Star Weaver. And that's probably worth the expenditure of a Star Weaver. So it looks like we're angling for maybe a 6-inch charge off on the Skyweavers.
The only important part of Harlequin movement.
This looks tight. Oh my god. Oh my god, I think they fit. No way, dude. Look at that. Like a puzzle piece. These 2 Skyweavers are able to get in here. And we're going to see if we can dunk a Gretchen unit, I think. Getting rid of these Gretchen is, I think, key to beating Orks. If you have not played the Orc matchup before that, get the good bits. I mean, already, right? It's bottom of 1, and Orcs are up 8 points on primary. Thanks to both Green Tide and Get the Good Bits. But that Get the Good Bits ticking up 6 points a turn for completing the objective twice is wild. But the Gretchen are responsible for that, and they are extremely easy to kill. They're the easiest thing in the Orc army to kill. So if you have these fast units like these Skyweavers, then they're going to be able to just clean that up and prevent that good bit scoring pretty early. Now, obviously, Ash only needs to do this for 3 turns before that score is completed. That objective is maxed out. But forcing the Orcs to start to dedicate actual combat units to complete that objective is going to be huge for Dylan.
And then just go there.
Sure.
So I have to mess with the movement again. Cool.
Looks like we may be actually angling for a fire and fade, so moving into the center here. And then I think that Dylan is maybe just pre-positioning a fire and fade from the Skyweavers. So not going for the charge, but we will get to shoot with those guys. They do have a Shuriken Cannon and D3 bolus shots apiece, so they may be able to pick up the Gretchen squad. But the fact that they're so fast, he's going to score them behind enemy lines pretty easily. Done. Now, Dylan also has retrieve battlefield data, so he's going to be able to do that in each table quarter to score up to 12 points for after the first 2 times he completes the action. And then Weave Veil is the Harlequin-specific Warpcraft secondary.
It's about has to advance to get here. So.
That one allows Dylan to perform a Warp Charge 4 psychic action within 18 inches of enemy units. Every time it's completed, you are considered to have veiled the unit that you cast the action within 18 of, and you get 3 victory points. But the Warp Charge of the action is increased by 1 every time. So it's going to start at 4, but it's going to move up to 8 very quickly. However, if you're able to get that 8 off, you will max out the secondary, so that's pretty easy. You also don't... it doesn't require you to have the enemy unit be alive at the end, so as long as you have completed the Veil, it's done. You don't need to then maintain it.
Trying to get the thinnest line possible for that Death Jester. Okay. Cool. Just about the Death Jester.
So it looks like we're going for a little bit of a refused flank here. 3 Star Weavers moving around the side. We're going to get tons of pistol shooting into the Squighog boys, plus shuriken cannons into them. Hopefully pick up the commandos with the Rift, one of the Death Jesters. Can potentially get a player troop onto the other objective to break the commando's control of that. I'm a little bit worried. It looks like unless Dylan's able to grab objective 2 with one of these Star Weavers, he's going to be giving up a 12-point primary. Unless he's assuming that he's going to remove control of one of these objectives, but I don't think that's going to be the case. But Dylan may be not so worried about primary right now, and mostly worried about sort of withstanding the oncoming Wa. And if he's going to be able to do that, then he'll be probably okay. So 1 retrieve knockwind completed, or retrieve battlefield data completed, excuse me, in the right-hand corner.
You can advance and charge kill rigs, can't you?
Sorry, what?
If you warg, you can advance and charge kill rigs, can't you?
Yes.
Okay. Then in that case...
We're going to see a disembark here, and maybe just sacrifice one of our Star Weavers. I wouldn't be too shocked about that.
Select the other barbarians troop unit. I don't know where I want to particularly send them.
I do appreciate that Dylan is sort of splitting his army, giving himself shots onto the like I said, some of the weakest profiles in the Orc army, or at least the ones that the shuriken cannons really want to be shooting at, which are these Squighog boys. That multi-damage profile matters a lot against the Squighog boys. And their armor isn't really good enough to protect them super well against the shuriken cannons. Yeah, so here comes the Star Weaver in the middle, so it's going to prevent the kill rig from moving this coming turn, or at least moving through the center. So hopefully that will keep it off of Dylan's objective. It may be able to go around this direction and then find a charge back here, but we do have the light Zeta stratagem to try to protect against that.
Yeah, this is probably fine. It might as well advance and just go here. Stop that thing moving at all. Best we can. And then, where are these commandos? The commandos are there.
These commandos do, they do camouflage really nicely with the, with the bushes on the train. They're so sneaky, boys.
Oh, wait, this could have been. Yeah. I got that. We shift these across. We're going to RBD with these ones, sorry. And these ones are going to advance.
Sure.
They went from just behind the back of that ruin. We get 3 more.
So I also wonder if we may see a charge from these Harlequins into the commandos to try to remove them,
5 inches anyway.
and then get a that will confirm control of Objective 6, so at least Ash doesn't score out a 12-point primary, and then they could potentially use their combat movement. If they get a solid charge, they can orbit around this way, and then use their combat movement to go this way to prevent this kill rig from moving through as well. It could also be that Dylan would rather try to keep them a little bit safer, but I think at this point, the threat range in the Squeakhawk Boys and the kill rig is far enough that it's just going to get to you. So beating Orks and at least not getting sort of dumpstered on primary in this matchup is typically a game of being able to screen out the big transport bricks for multiple turns. If you're able to stop them from moving for a couple different for probably 2 turns until the wall is completed, then you're probably in a pretty good spot. However, if you have to give up too much of your army to do that, then you're gonna have a bad time.
I don't think kill rigs can have anything that isn't Beast Snagger, and the only Beast Snagger infantry I have are Beast Snagger boys.
Nice. We'll put this boat here just to see those commandos.
Sure.
And then this one can go around here, I think. Yeah, actually, where's the Dream Master? Dream Master. Cool.
The Season 7 map pack, for the people in chat who's asking, is currently available on the Discord server. It will be moved to the TTS 40k website sometime in the not-too-distant future. But right now you can find it on Discord, !Discord in chat, or you can find it in the link if you're on YouTube, the link down below.
Get 3. We get 1 for RDD. To mark it off. Need to get rid of that X. Oh wait, I will sort out the colouring so you know what's got guys in it and what doesn't now.
So it looks like the Shadowseer out in the open has completed the first instance of Veil Weaving. Doesn't require line of sight, unlike Psychic Interrogation, so you can do it in the Commando Squad over here and maintain relative safety. That retreat battlefield data hasn't been ticked up yet, but it will as soon as the second instance of the action completes, which will be next turn.
This is, yeah, just the one in the middle doesn't have anyone in it now.
Okay.
Cool. So shooting, we'll do the Skyweavers that would fire and fading because it's the easiest.
Yep. Just for reference, do note that the aura for this is slightly smaller. It's like 0.1 smaller. No, you are fine. I'm just saying for future
Okay. Cheers.
Yeah, because you can see a little bit of the base here. It's
Yeah. So Skyweavers will shoot Gretchen.
Yep.
These.
All right. Moment of truth. See if we can knock the Gretchen out. It is 12 shots.
4.
Because the bullets
one's
will
AP3.
max.
I do have a 6-up because I'm in cover.
Oh.
Yeah.
Kill 4.
So 4 die. 3 in
2d3.
cover. Oh, 3 in cover and 1 out. And
Cool. And then you're above 6, so we just get these 6 shots on the Star Bowlers.
Yep.
Oh.
Good shooting so far.
3
That's
AP3.
good wounding.
Is this one? Nope. So 1, 2, 3.
Cool. And then they just fly there. And then we'll do this boat. That'll just shoot into Gretchen.
So not quite able to remove the Gretchen. Might be able to do it with the Starweaver. And again, that's another good bits outlet removed.
5.
Whatever, if I get it. Yeah, cool. They did.
Cool.
Oh, they did their job.
That's fair.
They got the good bit.
They got the good bits. This boat will shoot commandos.
Okay.
They got those good bits.
So we got
The best bits for the best boys.
Yeah. 6 shots. 4 hits. 3 wounds. One's AP3, the other AP1.
Okay, so I don't have a save, so 3 dead. This boat no longer has line of sight.
Yeah. First boat's hiding. Got this one here. I got the other one there. Cool. 2 Neuro pistols and a Shuriken pistol.
Okay.
2 Neuros. 2 Mortals.
Mhm.
And the Shuriken pistol misses.
Okay.
Cool.
Single commando still remaining. Guy may run to morale. I don't think we see an auto pass on that guy. But this also works if Dylan is angling for that charge. It actually works extremely well.
The Death Jester gets on shooting Squig Hogs. So Death Jester into Squig Hogs.
Sure.
3 shots. I've still got those 2 luck dice. First one is 2. Then it's a 1. I'll luck dice it. Go. And the last one, it's a 6. Change that to a 6.
So this is the exploding shots one?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's H3 DJ, so Harvester, and then the other one's Riftbull RF DJ.
I see.
And toughness 6, strength 6, 4s. There you go. Do you get a save?
Yes,
you do.
they have.
The 6s will
Those
ignore the
ones I
save.
don't. These ones I have a
6
5
up.
up.
AP2?
Aren't they AP1?
The Death Jester cannons are AP2.
What was I hovering over the wrong? Oh, I forget the melee weapon. Sorry. Okay, so if I go through, that kills 2 and 1 pig.
Boom. At Harpster, Torment doing work. Favor of Chegrak, allowing it to flip a hit roll
I'll
into
shoot
a
1
6.
Shuriken cannon into the boss
and
knob
then
and 1
it's,
Shuriken cannon into the Squig Hogs.
6s will Tesla for additional hits.
So 1 Shuriken into the
Thanks
boss
to the
knob.
Harvester.
Still got 1 luck dice. Don't fail me now. Cool. And then wounds. Doesn't wound. AP1. Does he get a save?
No.
Cool. And then Squig Hogs. 1 shot. 2 shot. So 2 hits.
So we did
and
end
then
up
4s.
killing that
2 5-ups on the Squig
commando squad, so I think Ash will end up 12ing here.
1 model standing.
I don't think that... Without keeping these Skyweavers where they were, I don't think that there was a way to...
Then we can come over here.
contest any of these.
So the one
objectives.
that can shoot the fusion pistols and stuff into the Squig Hogs.
Mm-hmm.
2 fusion, 2 neuro, and a grenade. So 2 fusion, 1 hit. Won't wound. I might as well luck dice that one. Wounds, AP4, minimum 3.
Yeah. This one.
Cool. Neuros, nothing. And the grenades. 3 shots. 1 hit. 1 wound. No wounds because you're T6. It's fine.
No.
We'll shoot the boat itself in. From the same thing. 6 shots. 4's to wound. 1 goes through. The other one you get 5-ups. So 3.
Ooh, solid hit there from the Starweaver.
Cool. We'll shoot this boat in.
Mm-hmm.
So 6 shots. Just 2 hits. 2 wounds, 5-ups.
So I do wonder if killing this commando squad over here was a little premature. Because we aren't able to get to Objective 6 and potentially move and block this kill rig. But so far, so good. The turn has been strong from Dylan.
So 3 shots.
Should probably clip out this whole Squidcog Boy
Yeah.
unit, complete the actions that he needs to.
One.
But I do
goes
think he's
straight
going to lose a
through and
couple
one-
Harlequin troops and a couple Star Weavers here.
Real immortal one.
Oh. Bit of a shame. Which one do I want to kill more? Well, I can probably make them fail morale. What's the leadership 7?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. One cannon into them, one cannon into Squidcogs.
Okay.
Into commandos. 3 hit. 3 wounds. 2 of them have cover.
Oh.
Oh no, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, 2 of them well it is obscured.
Commando,
Yeah, the Squidcogs do have a
I
6+
know-
invuln that they can be taking against the rending hits here. You do have to declare that you take it on the invuln. If you elect to take your armor save, then you'd automatically fail it, so... potentially a little bit of an unforced error, I guess, from Ash.
Change Squidcogs.
Mm-hmm.
2 hits. 1 wound. Saved. Cool. Disadvanced. Can't do anything. Nothing to do here.
So Squidcog Boys
This
survive.
is shot.
Their leadership is poor, so they may run.
Nothing for these guys to charge. These guys are doing an action, so I don't want to charge. These guys fire and faded, so they can't charge. Cool. Morale.
Okay,
So these guys lost how many to the Death Jester? 2?
does,
So 2
doesn't-
counts as
it doesn't matter.
4.
They're passing on a 1. Okay, so
Okay.
these commandos first.
They lost 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 because of
One
Okay.
runs. Then these Squidcogs. They lost 2, so they pass. Yes, they lost. And then this last one, I will just spend the 2 CP.
Cool.
Keeping that one around is quite important.
Yep.
Did see an auto
So,
pass.
end the turn. I get 3 for
On the
behind
last
enemy
Squidcog
lines.
Boy up here.
Pass over to you.
Alright. My commandos.
Getting that forward
then
position
finished with the
obviously
good bits, which
gives
took
Ash
over
much
4
better
points.
access.
They survived. They literally just stood there and did nothing. I declared no. I said asked you could I do to get the good bits. I said yes. And it completes command phase, movement phase to command phase, and it's limited per battle round. Yeah. Okay. So then, how many am I holding? I am holding 3 to your 2. So I
Yeah.
store that. And alright, so first things first, I'm going to declare Wah.
Yep.
Wah! Since everyone wants me to shout it for some reason. Okay, then we go to movement. Flip time. You might want to flip the time. What I was saying.
There you go.
Okay. Alright. So
Alright, so here's the turn 2 Wah. Gonna see that advance and charge and the buffed invulnerable save for this Orc army. Real question is where things go. I think I really would have liked to have seen the this Harlequin player troop run up into the middle here.
Yep.
Because it is in pretty easy threat range
smaller than
of the remainder.
the hitboxes for the off models are not.
They're not great.
Yeah. Oh, you know.
At least of the Beast Snagga boys inside the kill rig over here.
Precision engineers.
Chat, thanks for the vicarious Waz. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Apologize for the interruption. Had some random crashes. Hope that that doesn't continue throughout the rest of the the game. Hopefully we can finish it cleanly, but we'll have to see. So we are back to Orc, top of 2. We've just disembarked Storm Boys and used their ability to auto 6 their advance roll to hop over the Starweaver. Open up a charge onto the Harlequin player troop over on objective 2. And then we are advancing with our many cavalry models to get charges onto the other Harlequin units in the deployment zone.
Again, versus 5, but that really matter. Okay. These Great Cock Boys will advance. 11.
So we do have some, there is some sort of technology in this map set available to non-infantry chargers. Per the WTC terrain format, most of the non-solid walls have at least a 40 mil sized aperture for chargers to move through. So we could potentially see the Squig Hog Boy unit get a charge onto the Harlequin players here, just angling their base through the gaps between the ruin columns there. And all of the ruins in the pool have a similar style of opening, so that allows these larger models to actually get to melee without having to go all the way around the edge of the wall, which helps the especially units that can't typically move through breachable terrain get a little bit of a leg up from that. And I think that it's a type of terrain feature that is a little underused in the 40k community right now, is obscuring terrain that doesn't have necessarily solid walls.
Okay.
So here goes the full cross-army engage from Orcs into the Harlequins. And this is why going second against Orcs is so difficult, is that the just the amount of forward pressure that they can present is pretty insane.
Okay.
Yep, fair.
Especially because the kill rigs, especially because not only are they disembarking units that can push across the table, although I don't think we have seen them disembarked quite yet.
This so that on the objective, but one thing is sticking out, and then the Meganauts disembark.
So I think we have to pull some casualties from the commando unit, right? Looks like we got a reset.
Yeah, I did not realize. Oh, sorry. It has to be this one.
We're working off the autosave here, Chan, after the crash, so it did roll back the game state by a couple minutes.
I swear, officer, I didn't mean to cheat.
So Meganob's hopping out of the truck here as well. He can jump out after the truck moves, thanks to that truck boys upgrade. So the question is where they go. And it may be that Ash just tries to engage as many of these Starweavers as she can. You typically want to, as the Orc player, you don't really have good technology to defeat interrupts. So a lot of times you just push to engage across kind of as wide a breadth of the enemy army as possible, and you just run into interrupts. Especially if you're taking multiple combat characters, you can use your fight on death ability your fun and death stratagem to like sort of defeat interrupt. If your opponent's forced to interrupt into a kill rig or into the beast boss, then you can still get your attacks out of those models.
Right. This command I need to shuffle back on.
There's no squigoths, chat. No. Only squigosaurs and kill rigs today.
Oh yes.
Squigoth would have been spicy.
Boss.
So even pushing the beast boss forward, the real full
Yeah,
send
it's a
from
beast
Orks
boss,
over here.
Can every shit. Yeah, forgot about these guys. Yeah, that doesn't bother me. Every model can use the light strat, right?
Yep.
Right. He's going to advance. Does he take damage? He does not.
Big advance from Zagstruck there. Absolute Chad Zagstruck is. 18-inch
Get there? Not quite.
18-inch move and charge is pretty solid.
See if I can do this better. It's that exact point. Yeah. Push.
There he goes. Very nice.
Perfection. I wish I'd done the dishonorable thing and just not. And just use the models that shouldn't be used. It's the smaller bases, but you know, can't do that.
That would indeed be
Gotta
cheating.
be upstanding and so on and so forth. Right here. Oh, sorry. He's gonna run around the corner first. 5 and 5? I'll take a 1-inch advance on him. Okay. Then these Storm Boys, I just here.
Now, I do wonder if there is a universe where an undercommittal on these Skyweavers keeps them alive. I think that could be huge for Dylan.
Wait. Okay.
Although that may be the
Um,
most important engage that we have. Although
No,
Dylan's
end of
not
movement phase.
representing
Commandos do that thing.
an interrupt right now. I think if Dylan had the 2 CP for the interrupt, an interrupt on the Skyweavers, if they aren't the first declared combat, could knock down enough Storm Boys that the Skyweaver unit doesn't go down to the charge. In which case, I think that unit being alive is huge, given that we have behind enemy lines on Dylan's turn, and I think he should be on 3 there. Looks like that score got undone.
Bye. We stop it.
Okay, and he's gonna cast Spirit of Gork.
Yep.
Dice will not run away. Which goes up and goes onto the big squad of Quick Up Boys.
That's fine.
I'll just put a +1 to hit token on them, but it's not +1 to hit. Spirit of Gold. Spirit
Yeah.
of Gold. Okay. Then go to this one. Who's gonna cast Frazzle? Do you have any more denies?
Nope.
Okay, so cast Frazzle. Which goes off on an 8 +1. So everything is a 9. That was this boat.
Yep.
No. Troops. Take D3 for 2 mortal wounds.
Oh, we'll go. Those two.
Both that advance. Takes D3. Takes 2. Both that did not advance. Take 1.
Oh,
Okay. And then you cast oh, I should have quickly cast first. Whoops. Two smite. Which is a super smite onto, I believe, this guy.
I think you can see the
Or maybe
troop
it's the
unit.
troops. Oh, it
It's
is.
the
I can't
troops.
see the troops. Alright, so the troops would be D6, so 6
Oh.
mortal wounds.
Oh,
The troops.
that is
Okay.
unfortunate.
Both successfully manifested.
Loses the obsecond objective
so-
too.
I mean,
That
not
would've
100%
been-
sure what I'm meant to do here. This is an impossible mission for Harlequins.
Would have been nice if that unit could have stuck around. I think running into the Storm Boys and the Kill Rig, things do get a little bit awkward for that guy.
This guy bomb squig into the Star Weaver plus shots. Bomb squig goes off. There's 1 mortal wound. Not even gonna shoot the saddle gits, just the sticker. Okay. These guys.
Other Votan on TTS? Yeah.
One
Yeah, I
is
think
into,
basically the entire Votan line is on
these
TTS right
guys.
now.
Yep.
I have 2 who are in range. Yeah, 2 who are in range for that.
So firing all our little guns here.
Plus
Yep.
the bomb squig. Plus the bomb squig.
I think the danger for the Star Weavers, assuming they don't go down to the combi rockets off the Melta guns, or off the Mega Knobs, I think we're then just hoping for a big conversion on fusion pistols to knock that Mega Knob squad out. Unfortunately, that means that there's not really much to hit the Kill Rig over here with.
Auto hitting cannon.
Um,
Auto war cannon.
and that will be able to continue to sort of rampage around and do its thing.
Heavy lava go, yeah.
So the situation looking relatively dire for Harlequins currently.
On 5 plus 1 minus 1's 5s. Winning on 3s. 3 5-ups.
Into which one?
Mid-
That one.
middle guy.
Cool. Oh, I forgot to look dice with them. Well,
Oh.
that one's dead anyway. Does it explode? Nope. The luck dice was I don't get any anyway.
Okay.
Oh, bye bye,
This one
bro.
was empty. Sticker cannon goes nowhere. War tower, number of shots.
Knocked out a boat, but doesn't require the Orcs to charge. And that actually removes the charge target for the Storm Boys over here, which is unfortunate for them. It does that alleviates them a lot of movement. But I think they're still going to have decent threat range to the center of the table now that they're in the middle.
This one if it's on a 4-up. Okay. It's not one.
So if you're Dylan, I almost wonder if you save the hold the light Sadith strat.
6 guys.
Assuming that we're representing it right now.
That's 7 dice. There's one. Cool.
Yeah, we do have the 1 CP for it. You might hold it for the Sky Weavers. If the Sky Weavers can bump over in response to the charge onto Ash's home objective, assuming that nothing hits the Troop Master over here and or the Troop Master doesn't just murder it if it touches that, that can score Dylan primary and continue to tick up behind enemy lines over there. Oh man, we shot a boat over here to death. That is wildly unfortunate. I was mentioning that the Orcs didn't have great engagement outside the fight phase, but those kill rigs are making it happen. Unfortunately, we are seeing the effect of the -1 invulnerable save across the board for Harlequins.
It had a Death Jester in it.
Which one? Which one is it?
This one. It's the only one that
Oh.
this guy can see.
Okay.
So just one.
Yay. I love playing pointless games.
Just orcs doing orc stuff, I think, here, chat. That is the unfortunate reality, I think, of the orc matchup classically has been a lot like this, thanks to the top 2 WA. Arcs of Omen may have exacerbated things a little bit. It does feel like the roll to go first is extremely impactful in Arcs of Omen.
The trap will shoot the those guys for 5 shots. To the troops. 2 hits. 1 wound.
Oh. This is from...
The trap, yeah.
Oh, okay. Lead player takes a wound.
Okay. All the mega knobs are shooting them.
Mm-hmm.
Just, yeah, I mean, okay, you know what, just everything. So, how many do I have within 9? Just 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's good. He's clipping the wall here. So, go 3. Yeah, 3. Okay, so that is 9 plus 6, 15.
Oh, you shouldn't have lit from the outside of these.
Hitting on 6s. And wounding on something 3s. 2, and then the number of rocket shots is that on 6s and on 2s. Okay. Squeak Out Boys. The saddle get weapons into the players.
Some of the most effective orc shooting I think I've seen in a really long time. Just rolling 6s to hit like boss.
Stickers into this one, and the bomb squig into this guy.
Yep.
Saddle get weapons to that 1 troop. Both hit. Okay. Yeah, these guys didn't have that. Strengths 4. So yeah, 2 wounds. He dies. The bomb squig hits for 3 mortal wounds on the 4-1 Star Weaver, and then they +1 -1. They don't hit. Okay. 1/1 left. Bomb squig's gone.
That is important, chat. Especially as an orc player. Rolling 6s is sort of how, you know, that's part of the game plan, for sure.
They're all hitting on 6s anyway, so 10 shots. Each squad, so 20 shots. That was the one at the back. Then, so this squad first, and then this squad.
So I'm rolling out some hits on these Skyweavers. I'm pulling for these Skyweavers right now, chat. Still gets a wound through on him.
True.
Truck shoots him. So 5 shots. And nothing, I think. Yeah. Oh, strength 5. 1 save.
And there is the
And then that,
the 5+ invulnerable.
Yes. Okay. So charges.
So I think that was a significantly more effective orc shooting phase than we were expecting. Killed 2 Starweavers, 3 Starweavers if you include the one in the middle here. Getting a charge into the Rift Ghoul Death Jester. Only 1 CP available for Dylan. I think the question here is where he wants to drop his light Sadith stratagem.
I'm gonna spend 1 CP for the crashing vehicle stratagem, whatever it's called. Literally cannot remember what it's called. Ramming speed, yes. And the truck is going to charge this boat. So on 3d6 charge goes 8, 3, and 5. And on a 2+, on a 2+, it dies. It dies. Does it blow up?
No.
Okay. I have to pass time to you for this disembark.
Yeah, just give me a second.
So do ram the Starweaver to death. So we are going to force a disembark in the charge phase, which then opens up that unit to be charged. So we could see the Mega Knobs also get into the unit inside this Starweaver.
So these guys have to probably emerge into disembark as well. No, I can get them out. Okay. They'll die fast.
Yeah, unfortunately, the player troops are pretty small, so not worried so much about getting blocked off by the Squig boys and the truck. There's definitely space for them, but the unfortunate part is that they will get they may get hit by the Mega Knobs, and the Mega Knobs already being at -1 to hit means that they don't care so much about that Harlequins penalty, or they're swinging at -1 into the Harlequin infantry.
How many die?
Yeah, this turn has been brutal, chat. I won't mince words. This has been more damage than I expected coming out of this Orc army. I do think I did like Dylan's push here with the Skyweavers. I think that the unfortunate part was that the Mega Knobs car here was gonna be in a good position to get this charge regardless, and I think that Dylan had to try to knock the commandos out on objective 2. So poking the Starweavers around to get line of sight was always going to be sort of a requirement.
Yes, okay. This Great Hog is going to charge the players.
Cool, of course.
Go get him, little Squig Hog. The little Squig Hog that could over here.
Don't think that makes it, so they'll use the free. Here we go. 8.
Yeah, I think I would have liked to have seen some heavier screening from the Harlequins. This push into the corner here felt a little bit aggressive. The Starweaver push into the center was good. I think Dylan made a mistake killing the Commando Knob on objective 6, because he shot that model to death, but could have declared a charge with the Harlequin players like we were talking about before, and body block off the movement for this kill rig, and also restrict a lot of the movement, not entirely body block, but restrict a lot of the movement for the Squig Hog boys. Which I think could help a lot. And he could still have gotten shots with the units over here along the side of the... into the Squig Hogs on this side, along the side. The downside there, obviously, is that he doesn't get the pistol shots. And I think the problem for Harlequins in this style of matchup is that they are sort of... In order to do optimal damage, they have to get within 6 inches of the Orc army, and that's where the Orc army wants to be. So it may just be a little bit of a mismatch in that way.
It would be nice if you failed the
Reroll.
Zagstrike rolls a 10 to get into the troop master. Oh my god, not like this, chat.
characters. Make it.
Ah, cool, cool.
And then a 9 on the... Okay, well... The Storm Boy is just moving 27 inches across the table. And also, there's not much you can do about that, too. I think the other lesson to take away is just go first, you know? Just go first against Orks every game. That's the solid A+ game plan, literally no counterplay. And then you don't have to worry about this kind of situation arising. Because if the Orc player moves everything to the middle, then you just shoot it to death. Hard to do if you go second, though. It's all coming apart now. Yeah. And then obviously the Orcs do have rerollable charges, so it's not the most unlikely thing in the world that they get engaged with the models on the home objective. Obviously, rolling for 9s is a little bit worse than a coin flip. Going for the Skyweavers over here. Looks like we're not going to even elect to Light Sadith. Would have liked to have seen that, especially with that really low charge roll. Although, it does look like... I mean, maybe we see the characters get... The characters stick around and then get a swing back and clip out the Storm Boys. That would be nice. I'm not sure it's going to be enough, though. We're about to see a lot of dead Harlequins here. I think the writing may be on the wall. Do Craft Worlds have the tools against this? Yeah, so Craft Worlds are actually, I think, more resilient against this style of Orc army. They have a lot of like chaff units that they can sort of push into, like Rangers especially, that they can use to screen out Orcs early. And then the swing back, Craft Worlds don't have the requirement to get in as close range as Orcs do. And Craft Worlds have so many instances of fight last that as soon as the Orc army commits back into them, the swing back from like Howling Banshees and Shining Spears is absolutely brutal on the Orc army. So as long as you can take the hit on your less expensive infantry, as a Craft Worlds player, your Aspect Warriors actually come back and basically just like clip out half the Orc army in one fight phase. That matchup tends to be really, really interesting.
Mega Knobs. 4 of them are swinging into the players, 2 of them are swinging into boats.
Not to mention that Craft Worlds also has much stronger long-range shooting. So there are situations where the Orc player goes first, puts a bunch of stuff in the middle of the table, and then the Eldar Psychic powers go down and just vaporize both kill rigs or something. And that can certainly happen. Where, you just have Doom Guide Jinx on a kill rig, D-Cannons blow one up, and then like a bunch of Dire Avengers kill the other one and run away. And you call it a day. And I think that that is a little bit more reliable of a game plan, which is certainly part of the reason that we see 2 Asuryani players in the top 16 here, and only the 1 Harlequin.
That's 2 CPU of my life. This Breakout Boy.
The Orcs are just Paragons. Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
We got Mork Vinval over here. The Paragon work suits.
2 wounds. 2 bites. Hit. And 1 wound. And this is EP 1-2 damage. Same thing. It's the squig
Cool.
fighting. And the Git hits. The Git wounds. Same thing. AP 1 damage.
Please don't kill a Harlequin with the grot on the back of the Squig Hog Boy. Oh my god.
I'll win the late player.
Okay.
Rude. That's rude. That is a Rubbins right there. So we have to do some basing with the Squig Hogs over here. In order to prevent these Harlequin troopers from going and stealing their objective back. The real question mark is going to be, I think, the fight over here between all the Storm Boys and the troopers on this objective. That has the potential to basically just end the game right now if both of those characters go down. Harlequins are still fighting for it. if they can eat these charges, and we continue to see Orks roll kind of bad in the fight phase.
Alright. 4 attacks each. So that is 16 attacks.
More Orc puns, chat? Is Ash playing the Adept Orcs or Orcitas today? the Adept Orc Morcitas? Oh, so that unfortunately clips that unit out, so that objective is lost for now. Don't believe that we have any chicanery to get these players into objective 6. There is a CP on being represented. I don't think there's anything, there's any trickery we can do.
3 into your shadows here. 10 attacks.
Yep.
Yes. All the strengths.
I have it on good authority. It's not easy being green, chat.
Okay.
But Ash is making it look easy.
They'll be winning on 3s, right?
Yep.
2 saves.
This on the shadow save?
Yep.
So this is
2
the
failed damage.
Just 1.
the fights into the characters. Only 2 hitting the shadow sphere so far. Stay strong, everybody. We need you guys. We need y'all to survive.
3s. 5 saves on True Master.
What's the damage on that?
5 on the
1.
Troop Master. Oh, but he bosses it. Eats 2. All right, Zaggy. What do you got, buddy?
7 attacks.
Zagstrike does have an absolutely badass profile.
Net 1 miss. Winning on 3s. These are 2 damage each.
Yeah. Cool.
Ooh, and the Troop Master goes down. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of there.
Here you win.
Okay.
Yeah. Looks like we may call it there, I think. Uncle, please. Orcs, stop. Well, there you go, chat. A rather ignominious defeat for the Harlequins, it looks like. If anybody has any questions for the players, let me know
I can't do anything
chat
from
section.
Dawn of War if Orcs get first turn and just move forward.
That is kind of the thing with Orcs, right? The turn 2 Y is like tough.
It is, but there's just like no way to impede the movement here. Like there's nothing I can do to stop it getting to me. It just gets to me.
Yeah.
It's
What did you think about? Because you had a potential charge with the player troop over here onto the 1 commando knob. Could you have strung it with a high enough charge? Could you have strung that unit with a consolidate to just prevent at least the kill rig and some of the squig hogs from getting in?
I can charge, but I can't I can't charge into it flat because there's no guarantee I can kill the unit, and it only takes a couple to kill it back. And any amount of my shooting can just wipe it. So even if I can like sort of string, because to guarantee killing the unit, I've got to have about 3. So even if I string, I can stop this.
Yeah.
I think Trevi meant like I had 1 model with 1.
Yeah, there was just the commando knob on
No.
1 wound. And I think you
Yeah,
shot it
but
with
I
a
mean,
pistol and killed it.
I need the troop unit alive.
Yeah.
That's not the problem. Like if the troop unit dies, I don't have anything to hold the objective next turn.
For sure.
And all that happens is they come down here and charge the troop unit.
Yep.
Troop unit still gets charged. So it goes here. All it does is it slows his kill rig down to probably here.
Yep.
Which, having advancing... Can you still advance and charge next turn?
No.
Ah, okay. Well, even then, what from here? 9 inches out. Yeah,
12.
just wide. Oh yeah, sorry, 12 inches out.
Yeah, from that.
I meant disembarking the guys. To be fair, but you don't even have to. I can't hold this.
Generally, I just don't disembark them until the kill rig is gonna die.
Yeah, I can't hold this with all the Twig Hogboys coming around. I can't hold this with the kill rig being here, and the amount of Stormboys. And Truckboy Maganobs make it impossible to move up this side. Like, the Harlequins really, really suffer on a Dawn of War deployment. I just tend to be able to avoid playing it.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
at least it wasn't what's the diagonal deployment?
The data scry? Or
That's easier.
No. I mean the quarter deployment.
Oh, the corners.
That's easier because I can pull myself to the corner and I can go out one way. I'll go out the other way.
Oh yeah.
And I have more ability to actually like get out the way and block movement because a lot of them follow you that way.
Yeah, you can sort of operate on the back line, right, for a little bit.
Yeah.
Where it's tough
there's just no way to
cross
stop
table.
this.
Yeah.
Especially when you can touch the outside of these ruins and shoot me through, they give me like 0 protection. Because you're shooting units move 12. So it's just like, and the boat's dead.
To be fair, I didn't really do any of that.
No, but it means that I can't like rely on putting like I can't rely on avoiding shooting by hiding around here.
Yeah.
I'll get charged anyway, but like literally even if I clear it out. If I sit back and clear it out later, I still get shot by the kill rigs.
We did have some questions from chat. Sam Hill asking Dylan, why can you explain your thinking about taking the light Sadith and over Twilight?
Yeah, moving 6 inches away when you get charged is busted.
It's pretty good.
It's being able to advance and shoot the bikes and the boats means you can advance and fire and fade.
Mm-hmm.
So you get your behind enemy lines easier.
Yeah.
Mirror Architect brings light Sadith back down to 12 inches and it helps in the Custodes matchup a lot. And if you end up being forced out of your boats, the being able to advance and shoot the pistols is quite big. The army's not 4 to 5 is not a big issue when you're playing a shooting game, but when you're playing the combat game, you can't tank and interrupt. So trying to play combat Twilight doesn't work. It's easier to just avoid being in combat.
Yeah, that makes sense. Would you consider dropping a Death Chester for another squad of bikes for screening or secondaries?
I would drop a transport before I drop a Death Chester.
Yeah, the Death Chesters do seem real clutch, for sure.
The other reason for light is you get Shadowstone, so 9-inch or only Shadow Seer for
for sure.
It just helps with like keeping you alive. Without the Death Jesters, you lose a lot of armies just can't move characters out when there's 2 Death Jesters running around the board.
Mm-hmm.
You could drop the empty boat full of troops, keep the troops, drop the boat, and just take 2 more bikes.
Right.
But the bikes are they're chunky and quite difficult to hide. 2 of them, they take up a lot of space.
Yep. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, that's the other difference on Dawn of War. The usual game plans take like R&D, and if it's corner deployments, you tend to get 3/4 for free.
Oh, sure, yeah. You have to move like 18 inches in order to get it on the Dawn of War.
Yeah. I can't hold banners here either.
No, yeah. Banners is so dicey against the orcs.
I don't have the
you have to have infinite
survivability.
screening. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
have I have 0 obsec on the table right now.
it doesn't matter. You kill the units.
I know. I'm talking. I'm telling Trevi.
The
But I mean, there could be 20 obsec whenever you need it. In
Yeah,
fairness,
but I watched your list review and you said my grots are obsec. They're not.
our grot's not obsec in orc detachments.
They're not. They're only obsec if you give them the horrible gits. But the problem is that there is a because you only have 1 detachment now. You have to pick between horrible gits and truck boys. And truck boys always win.
Yeah, for sure.
Unless you're playing like the no trucks build, which is weird, but yeah.
You just can't do Harlequins without light anymore. You're not tanky enough to do combat games. Because the 4+ doesn't matter for a lot, it matters for the characters.
Yeah. Yeah, it was surprising that they took the invuln from everything, and not just like, player troops and or vehicles.
I'm not too. The across the board one's fine. I'm not happy about the solitaire. There's no reason to take it off the solitaire.
Right.
And taking it off the solitaire makes the solitaire completely useless.
Yeah, the point of the solitaire was being kind of annoying to remove, and then they just made it, literally 30% easier to kill.
Yeah. Especially when he was like he has like 0 damage output to begin with. So it's not like,
he's killy enough, but the bonus was the fact that like you couldn't remove him, so he could just blitz forward, deal with stuff, and he would take up a lot of time. With the forward end when he does, he's completely pointless. It's yeah.
Though I will share a funny anecdote that the last 2 times I played against the solitaire, they have rolled double ones on their blitz.
That happens. I mean, what happened last time I used them? I went 24 inches and killed 7 custodians with shields.
That seems pretty good.
Pretty good.
I'm no expert, but that seems like he traded up a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little. A smidge.
Just slight trader.
Trader. All right.
Cool.
Well, Ash, congratulations on taking it down. Thanks to both of you for participating. And congrats to both of you for getting here, by the way, to the top 16. And Ash, I'm looking forward to seeing you in your next game whenever we work out who that will be against.
In about 2.5 days, I think. Friday afternoon for me, that's 1.5 days? 1 3/4 days? I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, so that one is Josie and Beef's game, which is, midday Friday. So that will be about... yeah, that'll be a day and 3 hours, I guess. Or 2 days and 3 hours.
Yeah.
About 50 hours from now. There you go.
There we
Perfect.
Go. I like how Beef in his list put Sacred Right, the passion unless otherwise noted.
That is important. Yeah. That way, nobody can try to catch you on not declaring your sacred right at the beginning.
Yep. Not like me, where I've done that like 1,000 times.
There's a bounty. There's a bounty up next season is Invitational. Chris Hagen will give you $5 to whoever registers. Is it Gargantuan Squiggoth? Is that what we're going for? Somebody plays a Gargantuan Squiggoth. You got $5 to make. That's pretty good. That's a good deal right there. Money in the bank. All right, I'll let you two go.
Oh,
thanks for the game, everybody.
Yeah. Did you enjoy it when my Mega Knobs? I spent 2 CP on my Mega Knobs to do nothing.
I had a great time. Absolutely loved it.
24 swing,
Cool.
0 5 up. That was great.
Cool. I'm gonna go play World
Okay.
Eaters.
That sounds fun.
That sounds fun. It sounds like it'd be a great time to play against Orks. Ram face at each other.
Don't need to know that matchup.
Yeah, no one needs to study that matchup. It's just called walk to the middle of the each player walks to the middle of the board and slams their face into each other.
Oh, it's walk to the middle of the board, and it's also like, how often are they going to pair against each other? Well, if you champion them both at the end of the pairings.
Yeah.
Cool.
Alright, okay.
Nice playing as always, Ash.
See you
See ya.
around. Bye.
See ya.
All right, chat. That is the first game of the Invitational. Over and done with. Congratulations on Ash for taking that one down. Orks going first. Pretty tough to stop, unfortunately. But that is what they've been doing for the last couple of weeks. Competitively, just bowling people over when they take the first turn. Pretty interesting that they've seen so much of a glow up from Ark's Bone, but I think they were just nipping on the heels of the top of the metagame and have now that enough of the upper echelon has been suitably depowered. Orks are ready to take the fight to everyone else. Before we sign off, I'm going to drop a quick shout out to our sponsors for this season's Invitational. GameMat.eu, which makes all sorts of table toppers and 3D terrain. We have a bunch of terrain here in the Tactical Tortoise HQ from GameMat, which looks amazing. It's all pre-painted and everything, but also, I mean, the big exciting thing is going to be their game mats, hence the name. 3D6 Wargaming makes all sorts of tabletop accessories, including these little objective markers. You can get your very own set of Tactical Tortoise objective markers, ! Objectives in chat if you want to get those. And VoxLink, a brand new community building app that's going on Kickstarter soon that's going to allow tabletop gamers of all stripes, not just miniature wargaming, but also role-playing games and other styles of games, to find each other online and get games, build communities. So thanks to them for making the T5S2 Invitational possible. And thanks to everybody for watching. I'm going to go ahead and sign out, but don't go too far, because as per the stream schedule, we have more games coming later today. In about 3 hours, I'm going to be playing a game that's from T5S2 Pod 1. That'll be Tyranids versus Tau. Exciting stuff. That's against Less Chosen from the community. And then at 9 p.m. U.S. Eastern, so just under 12 hours from now, we're going to be streaming the next game of the Invitational. That's going to be Dudes versus Headstrong, a very thematic matchup. Grey Knights versus Disciples of Bellicor. Can the Grey Knights banish the demons back to the warp? Or will they be banished themselves? Tune in tonight at 9 p.m. to find out. Thanks, everyone, for coming and chilling, and I'll see you in the next one. Is this an Invitational? It is an Invitational. That's why it is called the Invitational. But the way you get to the Invitational is by participating in T5S2 events. We run tons of them over on the Discord server constantly, all the time, usually launching a couple of events a week. And those scores will put you to a season ranking that makes you eligible for the Invitational if you're in the top 16 of the season. You can check out, there's more information at TTS40k.com. And if you're not in the Discord already, come hang out in the Discord. That is where all of the magic happens. And yeah, I'll see you there. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for chilling with me. Have a good one, and I'll see you later today.